will see the most and greatest fighting in the world. Dun dun dun, yeah! That's what I said when I was 10 years old in 1996, a few days before I turned 11 years old. It was on 3rd of February 1996. And it was at the beginning of the first hour-long movie that I've ever made with my family and friends. That's right. First, it started in the summer of 1995. Around the summer, I was writing a script for a Power Rangers movie because as a fan, I wanted to make my own movie. First, I remember watching the Power Rangers since it started in the fall of 1993, when I was about 8 years old. In the United States, it started. The Power Rangers is a fighting show that comes from Japan or somewhere in Asia, and they made a new show, an American version of the Power Rangers, about 5 amazing teenagers who has to save the world from evil aliens who try to take over the world. In case you don't know what the Power Rangers are, they're kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, except they're people and they're fighting. And there's no Master Splinter. There's this big talking face, this big head that's in his, because he doesn't really have a body. His name is Zordon. I decided to write a story, but first, I would see the show, and I really loved the show, and I always had to watch the show like every day at like 4:30 p.m. And also like they had their show in the morning and on the like Saturday morning, and then they came out with their own movie, the Power Rangers movie, in the summer of '95, and I remember my aunt and uncle coming to spend time with me like they do every year. They come to hang out with me and my family and take us to the coast where they live, and we can have a good time for like a weekend, one time every year. And they come and they take us to the coast, Seaside, Oregon of the United States, and we always have a good time. And then like sometimes they let us go see a movie, and then I said to them, I want to go see the Power Rangers. I want to go see the Power Rangers. But they didn't really want to see it, so we ended up seeing Apollo 13 in the summer of 1995, and I didn't really know much about it, but I guess, I didn't realize it, but it's, hey, Tom Hanks. I like him now, but at the time, I was kind of bored. But I still, I like Tom Hanks, but I also like the Power Rangers. And eventually I saw the movie, and I always watched the show, and I really love it. And so, my brother, around the summer of 1995, my brother says to me, hey, we should make movies, and we should have a camcorder, a video camera. We should do these things. And that was the first time that I remember being inspired to actually make movies. And so I started thinking about being a movie maker, an actor, director, producer, designer, in making movies when I was 10 years old in the summer of 1995, since I was born in 1985. 10 years. I'm 10 years old. I was 10 years old then. And I started writing a script for the second Power Rangers movie with Saban and Fox. They ended up making a real second Power Rangers movie in 1996, which starred a Blue Ranger who was a kid, who was about 10 years old, just like me. But I ended up making my own version before they did, at least before their movie came out and was released like in the big screen. So I kind of feel like they stole my idea. Sometimes I feel like that because I would write things and make predictions in my mind about who the next Power Ranger should be. Like I used to think, maybe they should go to space. And then like the next year, they came out with Power Rangers in space. Going farther than ever before. Go now. Go Power Rangers, go Power Rangers, go Power Rangers, go Power Rangers in space. That's what they came out in 1998 when I was about 13. But I was like thinking about it before, so I feel like I'm a pioneer because I come up with ideas. But then you can say, well, it's just a coincidence. Maybe it was. But I came out with a script, and I wrote the script, and I was only 10 years old. But I was starting to get better at writing, and so I wrote a script, and it was like a few pages long, maybe more than 20 pages, both sides. And I had a lot of this, like, fighting, because I thought, you just have to do a bunch of fighting, like an action movie, to make it really good. And there has to be a lot of, bad people, and you have to beat up each one of them until you save the day somehow. So that was kind of the story. But then when my father got us, me and my brother, a camcorder for our birthday, his birthday is on the 5th. My brother's birthday, my older brother's birthday, is on the 5th of February, because he was born in like 82, and then my birthday is on the 11th. So my father decided to give us one present, or actually he probably just gave the camcorder to my brother. But I want to call it mine, because sometimes I use the camcorder, and then later on I would get my own camcorder many times, and sometimes I would like break it, and many times camcorders break. Like even this one's kind of broken, the one I'm using right now. Oh man, history repeats itself. We started making the movie on a Saturday. Our father came home with the camcorder. Our first ever camcorder was big, and it was made maybe in the 1980s maybe, and he came home on the 1st of February on like a Thursday night, and we started recording things on Friday, and then Saturday we started recording the movie. But then I didn't really know where my script was for the Power Rangers movie, and then I didn't really know what I should do. But then I don't know if I wrote a new one, but I don't think I did. No. I told my brother what to do, and I told my family and friends who were in the movie, like, okay, let's do this, let's do that, and I did not want to end the movie. So the movie starts out, let me tell you, if you want to know, or you can wait until I show you in another video the movie. And I want to like, add special effects to it and stuff, and add explanations to what is happening in the story. So you can like stop the video now if you want to see it, or if you don't care, I can tell you that in the story of the movie, the first hour-long movie I ever made about the Power Rangers, or any movie really, of any story, the Power Rangers movie is about the Power Rangers. But for some reason they look like children, they look like us, and it starts out as like a backstory. There's a backstory of Zordon. So, but first they show me, my brother records me, and I say, you will see the most and greatest fighting in the world. And then you see Billy. I played Billy the Blue Ranger, and I'm sleeping in my bed, and my mother, played by my brother Rick, he says, hey, it's time to wake up, and in the background is a music from the Back in the Future. Don't need money, don't need a car, don't need a credit card to ride this train. And so my mother in the story tells me to wake up, and then I say I want to go to Bill's house, Bill Bailey's house. Oh, then wrong word, and there was a blooper. I was supposed to say Tommy the White Ranger. I want to go to Tommy's house. So then my mom says, okay, all right, and then I go and I run, and you see me outside running, leaving the house, and it's a little snowy outside, and then oh wait, no, before I go, see, something happens before I go, Zordon calls me and tells me to go to this command center. So he beams me, like in Star Trek, he beams me to the command center, and he tells me a story, a backstory. He says, let me tell you, a long time ago when I was a kid, I was in a war many, many years ago, and I fought against this enemy named Lot. And it was horrible. And as I fought him, he destroyed my body, and then they had to put me in this tube. And that's why I'm in a tube. That's what Zordon said. And then he said, and hey, guess what? My arch enemy, Lot, is back. And he's going to destroy Angel Grove. And I was like, oh man. Oh no. But then Zordon said, maybe everything's okay, so you don't have to worry about that. So you can go back home, kid, and play with your friends. And I said, oh okay. And so he beams me back to my house, and then I asked my mother, can I go to Tommy's house? And my mom says, okay. And so then I go to Tommy's house, and played by my brother. My brother plays Tommy. And I said, oh yeah, I was at the command center, and he told me a weird story about his childhood. Pretty traumatic, where he lost his body, and Tommy's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Hey, let's go hop in my new car. And he's like, oh. And I was like, I'm like, okay. And so we go and we hop in his car, and then our friends come, Elisa and Kimberly, and played by Janet Bailey and Tiffany Cumbo and all these other people. Like my sister, Crystal Arnold, and Michael Cumbo. And we're in a car, and we're driving. We're having a good time, everything's alright. Then, there's a bomb. We see a bomb in the air, and it's coming towards our car, and the only thing we can do is jump out. So we jump out of the car to save our lives, and the car gets blown up, and we get really sad. And then, meanwhile, in the moon, Lord Zed and Rita are like, what in the world? Power Rangers almost got killed by a bomb. Did you send that bomb, Lord Zed? No. Did you send that bomb, Rita Repulsa? No. Bonehead? No. Did you do it? Who did it? We don't know who did it. So the bad people on the moon, the arch enemies of the Power Rangers in all the other previous episodes, they don't know what happened. They're like, we didn't do it, and we're the only bad people in the universe. Besides, petty crime thieves who rob stores and kill people on Earth. We're like the really big bad people, aliens out in the moon. We're the only bad people, they thought. Or not. So later on in that movie, what happened after that? It's really hard. Let me try to remember. Oh man, what happened after that? So I believe that after the car is blown up, then the Power Rangers decide to go to the command center and talk to Zordon, who is their master, like Splinter is to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Splinter, Zordon is like, I believe that was my old friend, my old enemy dude, Lot. And he's trying to destroy us. Destroy you guys, not me. I don't think he's gonna, hurt me. But, so you guys need to, do something. I don't exactly know what happened, but, the next thing you know is, what happened after that? Eventually Lot comes to the moon, and I think he talks to the bad people, like Lord Zed and Rita, and says, hey, you know what, we're gonna work together. And for some reason, Rita and Lord Zed are like, okay, let's go, work together and kill the Power Rangers. Why not? Why can't we work together? It's not like we're totally evil or something. And they decide 6 p.m., 6 o'clock, 6:99, or no, 6 o'clock. We're gonna go attack the world and destroy everybody. Sounds really horrible, huh? And then, meanwhile, back on Earth, the Power Rangers are like, okay, I guess it's time to do something. We need to go and try to save the day or something. What time is it? What time is it, Billy? And then Tommy says, oh, it is 5:99. Oh, 5:59. Oh, 5:59. It's time to morph in. It's morphin' time. The Blue Ranger power now. Blue Ranger power now. Black Ranger power now. White Ranger power now. And then we didn't have enough actors to play all the different Power Rangers, so I said, I don't know where the other ones are or something. They must have died or something. And then we go and we try to fight the bad guys, but then like there was a few times when like the bad guys came and they kidnapped one of us, and they capture us, and we have to go and try to find the lost rangers, like Saving Private Ryan. Where's Ryan? We lost him in the war. No, we can't leave a soldier behind. We can't leave a ranger behind either. And it gets kind of tough, and all these bad guys come, at 6 p.m. They come from outer space, and they come to, where were they before? There's so many. Why couldn't they come and attack earlier? I don't know, but I mean, obviously Lot is only one guy, and I don't think Lot owned the other people. They're already pre-existing bad guys that could have attacked at any time, especially when the Power Rangers are sleeping. That'd be a great time. Unless if Superman was in town, he could like totally fight them. But anyways, it's like you see all these stuffed animals who played the bad guys. Use your imagination when you watch this movie, and they come out of the sky and they start to fight. But then later on, there's like this big Death Star or something that blows up the Earth, and the Earth is gone. And we actually use a TV to illustrate the explosion. You know when you turn on the channel, a channel that has nothing on it, you just see like, and it makes that noise. So that's the special effect we use to say that the Earth blew up. And but like the Power Rangers somehow they escaped, and like the turtles helped them somehow. Like I don't know, the turtles had a helicopter, and the mermaid, a little mermaid was there too. And I saw the little mermaid. And I was like, oh wow, Little Mermaid. I met the Power Rangers today. I met the Power Ranger today. Oh yes, I did. And then the Power Ranger like they're somewhere. Well, actually, first Power Ranger like this is boring. I don't think anything's gonna happen. And then they're like, oh no, the Earth is blowing up. Because for some reason it's like Power Rangers are not fighting, and I don't know why. I want to tell you, back many years ago when Zordon was a kid, it was just like hundreds or thousands of years ago, there was like a big war, I think. I think I already told you, but I want to emphasize how big the war was. And it was really, really big. It was really, really bad. And Zordon lost his body to Lot. And that's why he's stuck in a tube. So, now, the Earth is blown up, and the Power Rangers are like floating in space like Lord Zed was. I mean, just like Darth Vader was at the end of the 4th movie, A New Hope. He was like floating in space too, in his spaceship. And the Power Rangers, they're floating in space in a helicopter, the Turtles helicopter, which is amazing that a helicopter can actually survive in space. Don't ask me how, especially when there's no like glass, so they have to like breathe outer space and not have any air, and that's kind of hard to do, So then later in the movie, there's like a war or something. And there's like, yeah, a war against the good and the bad. And then my mother's like playing the piano. My real mother in real life, she's playing the piano, the background music, like throughout the movie. And so there's like a war against the good and the bad. And you see all these stuffed animals, and they have a fight and stuff, and it's really bad. And then there's like a queen played by my younger sister, and she's like, we're gonna have a war against the good and the bad and stuff. And the Power Rangers, they're like struggling, and they're like half alive, and they're hanging out on this other planet called Altsar or something, which is like a hometown of Zordon or something. Well, it's very, before the Earth was blown up, the bad guys came and they destroyed the command center, and they beat up Lord Zed and broke more of the body that wasn't destroyed of Lord Zed. I mean, Zordon. Oh man, why did their name start with the same letter Z? I don't know why. But then they blow up the planet. It's like, I don't understand why. It's like they fight the people on the planet Earth, and they go to the command center, and they do all that, and then they blow up the planet. And I don't know why they had to. Why not just blow up the planet in the first place? I don't know. I really don't know what they were thinking. But what was I thinking? I'm the writer. Blame it on me. Don't blame it on me, okay? I was only 10 years old. It's not like I'm George Lucas and I'm like 50 or 60 or 70. Don't blame it on me. But I think it's funny. It doesn't really matter. But it's really interesting. So you wonder, this thing in the story, you don't think that anybody wrote it. Think it's real. Think, why did it happen? I don't know. But, they're on another planet. They don't know what to do. And and there's a war, and a bunch of people died, and a lot of the good people died, and bad people died, and there's a lot of struggle, and then like me, I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And then I'm like, I figure out, somehow I find out that there's a button that I can press, and if I press the button, it'll make everything go back like in time, and the Earth will come back and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I tried to press a button, but I can't. And then my friend, like the Red Ranger or the White Ranger, played by my brother, he goes and he tries to go to press the button. You know, I morph in and I fight people and I try to press the button, but I can't. And then I fight against this alien that's played by my sister, Crystal, and then she actually get hurt in real life and it's like hits her head or something. It's like screaming. And when she plays the monster, like an alien, she just puts a blanket over her head and it's like, it's an alien. But it's just a blanket over your head. But it's like, it looks like an alien because it's like a big blob creature. It's like, what is it? I don't know. And then I can't do it. I can't press the button. And then my brother, you know, the White Ranger, he comes and he presses the button, and then things, you know, get back to normal. Like things reverses. You know, by the way, I need to go back to tell you, back when Zordon was a kid, you know, he was about to be destroyed because Lot was torturing Zordon. And then Zordon's father came and saved the day somehow and beat up Lot a little. And the cat, this cat monster played by our cat, Poofer, who had an infection in his ear and died in real life later on. And that was really sad in 97 or so. But like, Zordon's father saved the day, but couldn't totally save his day. Went to the doctor, played by a headless doll. A headless doll! And the headless doll said, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about this. Zordon's going to be stuck in the body. I mean, he's stuck in the tube forever. And Zordon's father said, okay. So many years later, and then, you know, Earth gets blown up. You know, things get a lot worse. And I was able to press a button. No, I wasn't able to press a button, but my brother, the Tommy the Blue Ranger, and White Ranger, too many different colors, I'm colorblind. He was able to press a button, and that was good. You know, the few times, you know, I'm traveling through out on another planet, I go through like some parallel universes or or something, and like through a hologram or something. I'm like floating through space or something, and it's kind of crazy, and I don't know what is happening. But eventually, like, I get back to the moon, I think, and then I go and I try to like find Lot or something, but then like I'm hiding in the crib, like I'm hiding in the throne room, which is actually in the bathroom, my mother's bathroom, but we call it the throne room of Lord Zed and Rita, and I'm in the tub, and I'm like, does this have cable? And then Lord Zed and Rita comes in, and they're like, you know, what are we gonna do? What are we going to do today? Who are we going to destroy today? And then Rita, played by my younger sister, said, we're going to destroy Angel Guro. And she was like only 4 or 5 years old. Yeah, I think 5 years old in the movie. She was a pretty good actor. Probably still is. Now I'm almost 29 and my sister is like 23. Or almost 24. So that was a long time ago. Oh my goodness. Almost 20 years ago. Yeah, almost 20 years ago. Ah, my goodness. 20th anniversary is coming up. Oh my goodness. Wow, 20th anniversary of this movie is coming up. In 2015, it'll be the 20th anniversary. Long time, man. Okay, so like, Billy, the Blue Ranger, he's like on the moon and he's hiding out. Then Lord Zed and Rita finds him, and then I'm running away. I'm the Blue Ranger. I'm running away, and then I jump into a portal. You know, sometimes I go into the portals, and then I close the portal, and then Rita and Lord Zed, they can't follow me, and then I must have grabbed something that I needed, and then oh yeah, I was able to get something. So I was able to make a reflector, because you know, Billy the Blue Ranger, played by me, I'm like a genius. I'm like Donatello, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Billy was one of my favorite Power Rangers until he was kicked off the show, and I was able to make this bomb reflector. And so Lord Zed and Rita, they had these bombs and they threw it at us, and then I held up this shield like a bomb reflector, and it reflected off of me, and it came at them, and it blew up like the moon, and it blew up Lord Zed and Rita and the other bad guys, and then later Lot was too smart and he was not around, and so he didn't get hit. So later, Lot came to one of the bad guys. He came to, I think, Tommy, and he said, I'm Lot, and I'm gonna kill you. Because I'm a bad guy, and that's what I do. I'm gonna kill you. And Tommy said, okay, that's